Hey, I'm back as promised. I'm sitting in the parking lot at Emma's school waiting for her during cheer conditioning week. But what I really want to come to talk about is very, very personal to me. Something that has been on my heart to do this month because I think it's super important. And that is to talk about this month that it is Childhood Sexual Abuse Month. And that is super close to my heart because I am a survivor. And I will talk about that in a little bit. First, I kind of want to touch on, and I'm going to do my best to stay composed, but no promises, okay? I want to talk a little bit about the Younique Foundation. And, you know, when I was looking into Younique as a company, that really stuck out to me. That they chose to back a charitable organization that is trying to bring awareness and prevention to this epidemic. And so that really drew me in, okay? And I thought, like, I need to be a part of that, you know? There was all other great things, but that was super, super close to my heart. And I knew that I needed to be a part of that. And so the Younique Foundation came to inception in December of 2014, and Derek and Shalane Maxfield. Derek Maxfield is one of the CEOs, or the CEO of Younique, the Younique Cosmetics. In no way was Younique Cosmetics developed as, you know, a funder. They have chosen that to be their charitable organization, but in no way was it, you know, like the company came to be just to support that. No. But Derek had, you know, been searching, and he had something, you know, in his heart. He knew he wanted to be a part of something, and something that he could help change. And it came to him one day that this was the organization and this was the charitable organization that he wanted to be a part of. So that was super, super, you know, that came to me and just touched me in such a strong way. Do some of the proceeds from Younique go to this organization, to the Y Foundation? Absolutely, because it's their charitable organization that they've chosen to support. There's also 3 products in our product line that are Defend the Innocence products, and those 3 products, some of the proceeds go to Defend the Innocence program. Okay? So now, I'm sitting in the parking lot. People are staring at me, but whatever. So, I really want to talk about how do we change this epidemic, because I will tell you something sad, okay? When I was 19, I was in college, and English class, and we were asked to write a paper. We were asked to write a paper about something, cause and effect, that was real, something that in our life that affected the outcome, or possibly the outcome of how our life turned out. And so I chose to write about what happened to me when I was little. I had never talked about it. I had never once talked about it, ever. I was 8 years old. It was the summer I turned 8 that this happened, over the period of time. And I never talked about it until I was 19, and I wrote this paper for my English class. And I still never talked about it. My parents didn't know. Nobody knew. It was just in here, okay? I kept it to myself, and I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. Okay. Well, I was homesick from work one day, and my mom was sitting down at the computer, cleaning out the computer, and I had labeled it, I should have thrown it away, but I had labeled it something weird that, you know, it wouldn't draw attention to it. But she opened everything because she was cleaning out the computer, whatever reason. And I was laying in her room watching TV, and I remember her standing in the doorway and just crying, looking at me and like, why didn't you tell us? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't even realize what she was talking about. And she's like, I just found your English paper you wrote. Why did you not ever tell us? And she said, we always knew something was wrong with you. Now, I didn't tell my mom and dad because, I'll tell you why. My mom and dad were really, really, really good about talking to my brother and I about, like, the dangers of, you know, being inappropriately touched, and if it ever happened, that, you know, we needed to tell them right away. And, you know, if anything's happening that makes you feel uncomfortable, come to us. You know, it's not right. You should never feel uncomfortable in any situations. But I was so afraid, okay, of what my parents were going to do. Not to me at all, but to this person, okay, and his wife. Because I didn't, and that's why I didn't say anything, because I didn't want anything to happen to my mom and dad. I didn't want them to do sorry, I got a phone call. I didn't want them to do something crazy and lose my parents, because, you know, my mom had always told my brother and I, if anybody ever touches you, ever, I'll kill them, you know. And I know that that's just a statement. I don't blame her for that at all. I don't hold any blame or anything towards anybody except these two people. That's all. I mean, that's it. I don't blame anybody for it. But I think that we need to talk to our children for sure. We need to stop making this such a taboo subject, okay? We need to make sure our children know what inappropriate touching is, and that it doesn't have to be a stranger. It doesn't have to be a stranger. I knew my abuser. I knew him. He was my grandfather's best friend, you know? And so 90% of abusers, they know them. They're related or they're friends, you know? And I fell into the 60% category that never speaks of it. And some of that 60% is like the children do speak of it, but the parents don't want to, like, cause, you know, any kind of, like, you know, they don't want to embarrass their family or anything like that, you know. Don't do that. Don't do that. Talk to your children about inappropriate touching, and that they need to tell you, that they need to come to you and tell you, and that you will keep them safe. You will make sure that they are safe. I knew I was going to be safe. I knew my parents would take care of me. I just was so afraid of what they would do to them, you know? So I just kept it a secret. I kept it a secret. A little bit about the Y Foundation. They have, and I hope someday to go. I really want. Sorry, there's a train going by. I'm sure you can't hear a damn thing I'm saying. I don't know why they have to honk the horn 20 times. It's like a couple times is enough, right? So the Y Foundation has a retreat called the Haven Retreat in Utah, in the mountains of Utah. And they, I'm going to turn my car on real quick and roll up the window. Women can go to this retreat, and it's a 4-day retreat where they start to heal. They start to receive healing and start the road to healing and recovery. And hopefully maybe one day I'll go. I've chosen never to get help. I mean, I've seen therapists and stuff, but, you know, the scars that are there forever. And these memories, unfortunately, the memories that I have of this event are some of the most vivid memories that I have of my childhood. No child should ever, ever, ever have to bear that. And the sad part about all this is that the statistics have never changed. 1 in 4 girls before the age of 18 will be sexually abused. 1 in 4. It's never changed. Why in 20-something years has it never changed? That to me is like, what are we doing wrong? Like, something is obviously not working, you know? We're not talking about it enough. We're not bringing enough awareness to it, you know? I think that needs to change. I want that to change. 1 in 6 boys before the age of 18 will be sexually abused. That's never changed either. Why is this? It baffles me. And I think that we need to break the cycle of silence. That's what this is about. Believe me, I'm sick to my stomach. I was so sick today thinking about, I wanted to do this. It was so heavy on my heart to share my story. But it's scary, you know? I mean, it's so scary to tell people, like, what happened. I don't blame myself. I don't blame my parents. There's 2 people to blame, and those are the only 2 people that I blame. And it's not that my parents didn't do enough. Like, my dad was a police officer. My mom was a nurse. Like, they told my brother and I, and they taught us everything. And it still happened to me, you know? But I think that because I knew it was wrong, I knew what was happening was completely wrong, that I was able to be strong enough to stop it at 8 years old. I stood up for myself and said no, you know, like, no more. This is enough. And I think it's because I had so much education from my mom and dad about it that I was able to say this is wrong and I want it to stop. But I should have told my parents. I should have. I just was so afraid of what would they do, you know? Like, I didn't want nothing to happen to them. And so don't let your kids know what you do to somebody that ever did that to them, because they might take you literally. Okay? Because I took my mom very literally, and it kept me in silence for a long time. And I still, like, until today, there's only a handful of people that really knew that had ever happened to me. But I think we need to stop keeping it something that's such a secret, that's so taboo. We need to get out. We need to talk about it. We need to educate parents. We need to educate our children. You feel free to go to the youniquefoundation.org. You can read about it. There is classes for parents. There's classes on how to talk to your children about it. I think that it's super, super important that we need to change these statistics, because it's sickening. It's so sickening. And it changed. This happening to me changed probably my whole course in life, you know? I never had, even to this day, like, normal relationships with men or boys, you know, never. I never valued myself. I really, even though I knew it wasn't my fault, I still, like, it happened, and it's still scars that never heal. They never go away. The memories never go away. So I feel like we need to bring more awareness to this epidemic. And I know that every purchase I make, I round it up to the next dollar, and that goes to, I donate that to the Younique Foundation. But I felt like this was super important, and I'm sorry if it's not coming across correctly. You have to put yourself in my shoes and understand that I'm scared to death right now. And I'm trying to keep it together to get the information across to you in the best way possible. So forgive me if it has been kind of all over the place. But the point is that I don't want it to be a secret thing anymore. I think that it needs to be, we need to bring awareness to this. We need to stop. We need to stop. We need to change these statistics. We need to get these numbers down. Do you realize that 1 in 4, that means that in your family or circle of friends, you know at least one person. I mean, come on. 1 in 4. You know at least one person, whether they talk about it or not. That's the reality of this. That's the reality. So, anyway, I just wanted to share my story, to bring awareness to this. Hopefully it will hit someone. It will touch at least one person. I hope. I hope that it triggers parents to talk about it with their children. I hope that it triggers parents to learn how to talk to their children about it. How to deal with it if it happens. If your children come to you, don't sweep it under the rug. Take care of them and protect them, and listen to them. So I thank you guys for watching and listening. Feel free to share this. Feel free to share this video. You have my permission. I feel like the more we talk about this, the more we bring awareness to this, hopefully the better it will get. I don't know. It hasn't changed in 25 years, but I don't think we can't change it. I just think that we need to talk more about it. So I thank you for watching, for listening, for being out there, and just thank you, and I love you guys. You're beautiful, you're strong, and you are more than enough, and I truly believe that, all of you. I love you. Bye.